You know the feeling. You finally unpack that very last box. The utilities are on, the Wi-Fi is happily humming along, and you're officially settled into your brand new Maryland home. But then, bam, weeks later, a critical emissions notice or your vehicle registration renewal goes straight to your old address, and suddenly you're looking at some pretty hefty administrative fines. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to demystify the entire process of changing your address with the Maryland MVA, saving you time, money, and honestly, some serious headaches. Look, we all know dealing with the MVA can sometimes feel like navigating this endless bureaucratic maze, right? One wrong turn and you're drowning in paperwork and terrible hold music. But today, we're bypassing all of that and transforming this whole ordeal into a super efficient online workflow. So let's kick things off with a crucial question, a trap that literally thousands of people fall into every single year. Do you think filling out a standard USPS mail forward covers your official state IDs? Most of us just naturally assume that once we tell the post office we moved, our government mail automatically follows us. But as you're about to see, relying on that assumption is a massive mistake. Because there's a really stark contrast here. While your standard commercial mail gets happily redirected by the USPS for up to a year, federal security protocols mandate that MVA documents absolutely cannot be forwarded. No exceptions. Because Maryland uses a centralized printing facility for secure credentials to help prevent identity theft, the post office is legally required to return MVA mail. We're talking driver's licenses, emissions notices, insurance inquiries, straight back to the state. So relying on USPS forwarding puts you at severe risk of missing critical notices, which, believe it or not, can actually lead to an unexpected license suspension. And that brings us to a magic number, 30. Maryland law strictly mandates that you update your record with the Motor Vehicle Administration within 30 days of moving. This is not just a friendly suggestion from the state, it's a statutory requirement, which is exactly why mastering this digital workflow is incredibly urgent as soon as you change your residence. All right, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Why update and prepare. 2. The My MVA step-by-step. 3. Pro tips and troubleshooting. 4. Timelines and next steps. 5. In-person alternatives. And 6. Summary and final disclaimer. Okay, Section 1. Why update and prepare? Let's get those documents ready. Before we even open up a web browser to start this process, we need to get our stuff organized. The absolute worst thing you can do is start a secure session and then get timed out because you're frantically tearing through your house looking for your wallet. To get past the multi-layered security gates of the My MVA portal, you're going to need a few very specific things sitting right in front of you. You'll need your current license number, your date of birth, and either the last 4 digits of your social security number or your custom MVA PIN. And this is actually pretty brilliant, you'll also need that specific control number located on the back of your physical card right next to the barcode. This is just a great way to ensure that only the person physically holding the ID can actually modify the state records. Oh, and a quick historical note that constantly trips up veteran Marylanders. If you previously used the old MVA e-store system, anything before December 6, 2021, those legacy accounts are totally defunct now. Completely gone. You can't recover them, so don't even try. You'll just need to initialize a fresh, modern My MVA profile to get this done. Moving right along to Section 2, the My MVA step-by-step. Let's navigate the portal. This is the core of our explainer today, going step-by-step through the digital portals so you can update those records quickly and painlessly. So this right here illustrates the exact 6-phase workflow you're going to experience online. You'll seamlessly move from inputting your primary address, which the system actually checks against GIS formatting standards just to be sure, to adding an alternate mailing address if, say, you use a PO box. Then you'll update your email and phone number for digital reminders, choose how you want your credential printed, and you'll even get an integrated prompt to update your voter registration right then and there. Finally, you just review, hit submit, and boom, you get a digital receipt instantly. Now, when it comes to the financial side of things, you actually have a few options. Updating the central database is entirely free. If you go this route, the MVA just mails you a paper change of address card to carry around with your current license. This is actually perfect if you're someone who moves pretty frequently. But if you want a shiny, newly printed plastic credential with your new address stamped directly on it, you'll just pay the standardized $30 fee for a corrected ID. Okay, please be incredibly careful here because this is where the system gets super tricky. Updating your driver's license database does not automatically update your vehicle registration database. They operate in 2 totally separate silos. This means you have to complete a secondary digital task inside My MVA to ensure your vehicle title and tags are synced up with your new home.
If you skip this, your registration renewal notices are still going to go to your old address, and we all know how that ends. Section 3, Pro Tips and Troubleshooting. Because let's face it, sometimes technology just doesn't play nice. Let's look at how you can bypass common roadblocks like an absolute pro.
Security is tight on the MyMVA platform, and they do not mess around. If you fumble your two-step authentication, if you input the wrong control number, or if you mess up your passwords too many times, the system hits you with a mandatory 60-minute lockout period. And there is no way around this. You won't be able to bypass it, so really just take your time when you're typing in those credentials. But hey, don't panic if you do get locked out or if you completely blank on the answers to your security questions from 5 years ago. You definitely don't have to drive to an MVA branch just to fix a password issue. Simply call the Central Customer Service Center directly at 410-768-7000. Just have your physical license ready to verify your identity, and they can usually perform a manual reset right over the phone for you. Section 4. Timelines and next steps. So, your forms are submitted, and your database is successfully updated. Let's explore the critical timelines to make sure your vote actually counts in upcoming elections and your physical ID arrives when it's supposed to. Timing is absolutely everything here, especially since your voter registration is so intimately tied to your MVA address update. If you make this update greater than 21 days before an election, perfect. It secures your newly assigned polling place and you get a standard ballot. However, if you update 21 days or less before an election, or if you move between counties within 3 weeks of voting day, well, your address won't be synced in the voter registry in time. You'll actually be forced to use an early voting center or cast a provisional ballot. So after you click that submit button online, here is what happens next. If you went the free route, expect a paper change of address card to show up via standard mail. You must legally keep this tucked in your wallet alongside your plastic license. Now, if you drop the $30 for a corrected physical license, expect that to arrive in about 7 to 10 business days. And remember, if you ever randomly find your old license in a couch cushion, Maryland law requires you to destroy it immediately to prevent any future verification errors. Section 5. In-person alternatives. Who actually needs a branch visit? Look, not everyone is eligible to use the super convenient online portal. If you fall into one of these specific categories, you're going to need to schedule a traditional branch appointment. Yeah, certain drivers are completely excluded from the self-service portal. For example, commercial driver's license holders have to visit in person so the MVA can verify active medical certificates. Also, if your non-commercial license expires within the next 12 months, the system actually blocks a standalone address change. You have to do a combined renewal and address update all at once, which means you need an in-person vision screening. And lastly, if you have any administrative restrictions, like an ignition interlock or a child support flag, you'll definitely need in-person clearance. And here is another really incredibly important number to keep in mind if you are completely new to the state: 60. New out-of-state residents cannot use the online portal at all for this. You have exactly 60 days to visit a branch in person with physical, real ID documents, so think a signed lease or a utility bill, to officially transfer your out-of-state license to a Maryland credential. Oh, and pro tip, make absolutely sure you surrender your out-of-state plates before you cancel your old auto insurance. Finally, Section 6, Summary and Final Disclaimer. Let's bring all of this vital information together and wrap up this explainer. You basically now have the ultimate playbook to navigate the Maryland MVA system like a total insider. Just keep in mind that while this explainer covers the comprehensive and current statutory framework for 2025 and 2026, government procedures, fee structures, and those little technical workflows are literally always subject to change. So as an informed citizen, it's always smart to verify the latest details and exact document requirements directly on the official m.mba website before you make a physical trip or pay any non-refundable fees. So I'm going to leave you with this one final vital thought to make sure you are fully protected administratively. Having easily updated your driver's license with us today, have you synchronized your completely separate vehicle registration yet? Or is a crucial state emissions notice about to get lost in the mail right now because of that digital disconnect? Don't leave your compliance half finished. Go get both of those databases updated, and then you can truly sit back and enjoy your new home with total peace of mind.